is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending another induction ceremony for the Clan of the Baghood. It is with great honor I introduce the newest member, the one who started it all, Godzilla!
Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I can't believe I was accepted.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you with us. Now that the OG is here, we can celebrate with great pride.
Brothers and sisters of the Baghood, let us wear our bags with pride. And now, Godzilla, I present you yours.
Oh my god, yes, it's what I've always wanted. Googly eyes on the bag. Hello, collectors, it's Steven here with a review of the SH MonsterArts Godzilla 1954. The original Godzilla released just in time for the 60th. Nah, that makes sense, but it was released on the same day as Shin Godzilla in Japan. With our second new Showa sculpt in the line, but another Godzilla, collectors have been tossing this one back and forth in groups and forums. So... I thought you were going to say it. Let's take a look to see whether or not he's worth adding into your collection. Once again sculpted by Sakai, Godzilla is sculpted wonderfully, but the paint on the final product is not perfect, to be honest. There are some deviations from the prototype, and a quality control issue the line is all too familiar with. The eyes. I'm sick of it. The general concept is that Godzilla's eyes are pointed off to the side, akin to a chameleon, but on the prototype and the suit, the eyes are, relative to each other, symmetrical and centered. On the final product of this figure, they can go in all sorts of wacky directions, like one eye looking straight and the other off to the side. Swear to Goji, it's like a rite of passage for the line or something. Anyway, front of the torso looks really neat, very close to what the suit actually looks like. The arms? Shoulders have some spray on them, but the hands have no paint at all, despite the prototype having light gray nails. It seems like they made everything darker than the proto except the dorsal plates. There is some shading to them, contrary to what some say, but it's not overly notable since the paint here is so bright. The sculpt is great though. The tail looks great, no complaints, and the legs are nice and solid. Overall, not factoring the eyes, the monochrome look he has is nice. Factoring in the eyes... Godzilla's articulation is just a bit above the standard for the SH MonsterArts line once you consider the design. So let's get into it. First up, we have a ball-jointed jaw. So you can open and close Godzilla's mouth, though if you open it up all the way, yeah, that kind of changes the look a little bit. He looks very, very goofy there. So yeah, open and close, rock around from side to side, a little bit of wiggle movement. What's really cool here is Godzilla's head attaches into the neck on a ball joint, and the ball joint has many segments to it. I believe there's 3 there, not including where the head connects. So you can really get some strange movement out of Godzilla's neck. It's really, really cool. So as you see here, Bandai actually took into consideration the complaints about Godzilla not being able to look up, and they gave us exactly what we wanted. And it also looks kind of weird because you can put his neck out kind of like that. Yeah, this is a creepy Godzilla. All right, so now we have the shoulders. Ball joint. You can twist them around. Spin them, move them in and out. This one is very tight on mine, so it's very hard to move. And I'm afraid I'm going to break something, or at least damage the sculpt because it's very tight and it's rubbing up against the chest, so that's not good. We have a bicep swivel. As you can see here, you can spin Godzilla's arms around just a little bit. We have hinged elbows. We have a swivel at the forearm, just a teeny tiny one, and then we have ball-jointed wrists, as you can see here. The right one on mine is loose, very easy to pop out, but that's because I ham-handed it, and I forced it out on accident, so the socket is a little bit wider than it should be, but that's really not an issue with this Godzilla. Moving on down, we have 2 ball joints in the torso, one for the ab crunch and one for the waist. As you can see here, I'm moving Godzilla around, and it's very, very movable. You can get Godzilla in all sorts of cool poses with this one. Moving on down, we do have ball-jointed hips. Standard for the line. You can spin them all the way around, though do be careful because if it rubs up against the sculpt too much, you're going to get some grinding of the sculpt, and you don't want that. We have hinged knees, which also house swivels just a little bit so you can spin them around. And we have ball jointed ankles so you can spin them around and get a little bit of ankle rocker movement. It's very cool. You can put Godzilla in a sumo pose. Wow. Then, finally, this is super fun. I love the tail. Ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, all the way up here is sculpt. So you can twist and turn and spin Godzilla's tail, and you can put it in all sorts of really neat poses. Every time I fiddle with this Godzilla, I'm always moving around the tail. It's just so awesome. You can get a classic 54 pose, or you can do something really cool. You can get a twist and turn. Yeah, this is the tail we should have for all Godzillas in a line. So overall, the articulation is very, very sweet. And if you're creative, you're going to get some nice poses out of this Godzilla. And of course, no accessories. Yeah, almost $80 and we get nothing to go with them. Yeah. The whole line about prices and increasing and all that fun stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. But the 1994 Godzilla, for less, came with a beam. No oxygen destroyer? Nada? Ultraman got an anniversary set. Bad form, Bandai. Bad form. And here's a size comparison with some other figures you may have. And as you can see, Bandai realized how bullshit their explanation was for each era having its own scale and made this Godzilla closer in size to the other Godzillas. Good job listening to the fans on this one, Bandai. So, buy it now, skip it, or wait for a deal. Godzilla looks good, though your mileage may vary with your own opinion and quality control issues, but regardless, the articulation is great. No accessories blows, but he can use some accessories from other figures. All in all, not a bad release, I'd say, but this guy ain't a $78 figure, per Bluefin's price tag. With this one, you're faced with two situations. The smart thing would be wait for Amazon to drop the price around Christmas time for really cheap, and I'd go for it then, $60 or so. But you have some collectors who look past issues entirely, and if this guy sells out, you're kinda SOL and you're gonna have to pay aftermarket prices. Fans of this character will enjoy this figure, but lower your expectations a bit, even if you like what you're seeing. If you do that, you'll enjoy this Godzilla even more. That's what I did, and I have to say, even with some of the issues I have with this guy, I still love it and I love fiddling around with him. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below to share your thoughts. If you're interested in picking this figure up or others like it, check the description for some cool links to take you where you need to go. Why don't you watch some more videos? Click the annotations on the screen now for more great content. Thanks again, and I'll catch ya in the next video.